Everyone, and welcome back to the Mel K Show. Today is December 16th, 2020. It's about to snow. We're about to have a storm in New York City, and we are coming to you live. My partner, Rob, really is here again. How you doing, Rob?
Hi, Mel. I'm doing great today. I'm excited about the snow. Particularly excited that the storm, which was named Flynn, has now been changed to Gale. I'm not exactly sure that happened. What do you think?
Oh, well, I was super excited when I saw that the storm was named Flynn, but I guess apparently they're still after Flynn. They can't even name a storm after him. Or maybe they know more, maybe they know more than they should about the Flynn storm and it's not the snowstorm. But anyway, we're about to get snow, and our mayor, who already we have no indoor dining again for zero reason, since only 1% apparently of any COVID cases track back to restaurants, but now our mayor shut down also outdoor dining. So, just another day in New York City apocalypse. Anything
But
going on there?
a bit of hope. We know, because we happen to know a lot of restaurateurs, that some people are just not going to shut down today or
I
tomorrow.
know.
So I'm excited to see that, and I think we're going to go have a celebratory cocktail later today to
Support
celebrate
some
freedom.
of our friends who might get
Exactly.
fined.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
they got to do what they got to do.
Cuomo's doing a bunch of things in our New York Minute. He's bans symbols of hate, including white supremacy, neo-Nazi ideology, and the battle flag of the Confederacy. He
Okay,
happened
well,
to.
but Black Lives Matter murals in the front of Trump Tower probably are okay.
Oh, that's fine, and so is Antifa.
Oh,
Not to
yes.
worry.
Antifa flags, they're all over the place. They're great.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like your priorities right now, Cuomo. It's getting out of control. Somebody's got to stop this guy. And also, I heard that the mainstream media hasn't reported at all on a longtime aide of his accusing him of sexually harassing her for years. Even though I thought Cuomo was a big Me Too guy, but he just said flat out she's a liar and that's it. And then they laughed it off, and now the media won't touch it.
Yeah, he also won't share any information about the nursing home deaths. So there's a group of GOP representatives that have been trying to get that data, because a lot of people are really unhappy, and rightly so, about how many people died in New York in these
Right.
nursing homes. And he is just not forthcoming at all.
Well, it's
We know
also
it.
very suspect that it's the five governors that seem to be connected to all the nefarious stuff going on and all the lockdowns that also happen to put COVID patients in elderly homes and up their death numbers to give them more power apparently, but also it paid a lot more money, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we know that any COVID illness and particularly a COVID death, particularly if they were on ventilators, which are much, much higher number. I think with the numbers that we were talking about last time was a COVID patient, something in the 9,000 range, and a COVID death or a ventilator, something in the like 19,000 range, something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were big numbers. This
Yeah,
drives the
yeah.
hospitals.
It was a big discrepancy between a regular death and a COVID death. And right now they're conflating cases with deaths. So now they're writing that if you had COVID and died of something else, you died of COVID. That's part of their scam right now. But on top of that, I mean, there's also didn't they change that they're now openly and admitting that they're conflating flu. They have a new designation that puts flu, COVID, and pneumonia together, which is what they've been doing the whole time, obviously, since the flu disappeared. But anyway, so they're just building these numbers to keep us shut down for absolutely no reason, since the science that they count on has very little to do with the numbers.
Right. So yes, the CDC did, in fact, I think last week or so, put out this new guidance whereby they're conflating flu, pneumonia, and another respiratory illness and COVID. I'm sorry, COVID, flu, and pneumonia in those numbers. So it's kind of really shading those numbers. So those numbers are not accurate, those death numbers, and it's something I want to do a deep dive in,
Yeah.
because it's really nefarious stuff there. The other thing on the medical side is that people should know that the AMA has now reversed their course on HCQ,
Yeah.
And to me, that's, I mean, that's a crime against humanity.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dr. Z, who was the first one who came out with that, said zinc, HCQ, a lot of other things. There's a lot of, there's so many options, and that they banned hydrochloroquine, again, in the same places that there's nefarious Democrats running the show is also suspect. And on top of that, why not use it as a prophylactic? Trump was right the whole time about HCQ. In the beginning, I thought that was his trump card, but it does turn out that that is very effective, which makes taking the vaccine, which I would never take because I don't trust the what I'm reading and what I'm hearing, even though it's being banned. But you have to dig in to find some of the stuff about it being bad for pregnant women and about the Bell's palsy possibility, side effects for people that have allergies. I'm allergic to penicillin, God knows. So, there's just too many unknowns. But if you don't need it and hydrochloroquine works and Donald Trump's 74, Rudy's 78, Melania's 40, 46, 47, they all recovered without any vaccine. So the whole vaccine thing is a mystery to me. I think it's a double speak for something else, God willing. So, okay. And anything else happening in New York before we move forward?
Well, there is one ray of hope. So not many people are coming to our aid, but you mentioned a number to me recently, and it's related to the Galactic Federation.
Right. Oh, I forgot. Yes. Apparently, Zero Hedge, my favorite, is reporting that unidentified flying objects over New York City, the sighting number has increased by 283% since 2018. So apparently, yes, it was an Israeli defense, longtime Israeli defense guy who works in their space program, says that the Galactic Federation is ready to be disclosed on Earth, but they're waiting for us to stop fighting and get rid of our nuclear bombs and make peace before they think that we're ready. And apparently this man from Israel says that Donald Trump is aware. So we shall see, but apparently they're hanging out in New York City. It says that Brooklyn has had the most viewings, then Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, and only 5 in the Bronx. But apparently, lots of people. That's a big jump from 2018. 238% more sightings of UFOs. Figure that out. 283%. Crazy.
I think they're going after Cuomo and de Blasio, and I
hope
that.
so. Oh God, wouldn't that be great? They'd be great specimens for alien abduction. Oh yeah, and also AOC, our least favorite local politician, she's out there saying she wants Pelosi and Schumer ousted from their positions of power in the House and Senate. And but yet she does admit that she's not ready because it's very complex. But she's talking to other people to get rid of them, and may someday be running against Schumer, which would be very exciting if you ask me. I can't even imagine.
But she makes a mean white Russian.
She does, and you know what? She used to work at that. When I was at NYU, she worked at not when I was there, but she worked at the coffee shop, which was underneath. So I can attest that she probably made really good money as a bartender in Manhattan in the middle of NYU. Okay, I wanted to move on real quick. So there's a lot of new news about the Hunter Biden laptop hard drive. People are getting little bits and pieces of it. I've gotten some information that hasn't really been out there, but it turns out that the laptops and the hard drives were actually turned over by a suspected CCP spy, but also somebody that was, I guess, running against G. And his name was Bao Jikai in his emails with Hunter. And we have a lot of emails between him and Hunter. Apparently, Bo is a former CCP luminary and had competed with Xi Jinping for leadership of the Communist Chinese Party. He didn't get there. He didn't get that. And then it looks like the Biden laptop has a lot of information that he then Biden helped Xi blackmail this person, and this person was sentenced to life in prison. And now basically he handed over those hard drives, because people think that it's just the laptop. It's not. These guys handed over the hard drives, and it appears that Obama and Biden both worked with Xi Jinping and gave him this man's US bank account information and of other CCP rivals that were against Xi, and gave them information on where their families were living in the US, including any children and their children's addresses. And Xi had the means to just go in, find them, wipe them out. And this actually was coming through the Biden hard drives and laptop. Also, Obama Biden, it is confirmed on the laptop and the hard drive that, as we suspected, Obama and Biden gave Xi the information on 36 CIA informants that were in the CCP. They were all paid for, they were all in different departments, and the CCP regime ended up hunting them down and murdering them. And they were all killed, and their families, many have been killed, and the rest have been under CCP surveillance. They have no access to credit cards, air travel, they wear ankle monitors, they're not allowed to get jobs. And the information on these CIA informants was forwarded by the Biden-Obama team to Xi, and now they have either been murdered or are on severe house arrest. Even more is coming out. So it turns out that there's plenty of evidence that for at least a decade, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden have been working with the CCP. When Xi came to power, apparently Biden reached out to him and made him an ally because he didn't want to be exposed. And since then, Biden has been helping Xi eliminate opponents, and has also apparently, when he came to power, Xi, he started leaning on Biden a lot because Biden was aware that he has blackmail on both Biden, his son, and his brother, Biden's brother. And that they have given the names of many informants and agents, even people that have complained and filed at the UN about human rights abuses in China. Apparently the Biden laptop and hard drive have a lot of exchanges where they're giving names and information about informants in America. And then Xi goes in and the CCP finds those families and either kills them or imprisons them. Also, Biden was on the laptop. There's massive military and communication technology transfers that have happened between the Biden family, mainly Hunter and Joe and James Biden, his brother, which also have trickled into the Ukraine. So at this point, there's also a tremendous amount coming out, will be coming out about that money, technology, human trafficking flow, and also the CCP giving tremendous amounts of money to the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and CNN, and how many shareholders in those corporations are connected with the CCP. And then also, as will be probably revealed on Friday in the Ratcliffe report on international interference, there's plenty of evidence that Xi was very involved in the 2020 US presidential election. He needs Biden to stay in power to guarantee him another century. So apparently they've been using this blue, gold, yellow that I've been talking about for months, this intelligence, money, sex, BGY is what the CCP calls it. It's their unrestricted warfare program. And that's how they control so many people here. It's through obviously information, money, and blackmail. But apparently in one of the videos that is going to be revealed soon, it's from 2013, and Hunter Biden is smoking crack and having sex with an actress who ends up being the lead in a Disney movie called Milan. And apparently she's a CCP asset who's compromised many people in Hollywood and the media in the same way. And basically it's that is from November 2013. And then December 2013 is when Beijing gave Hunter Biden $1.5 billion agreement with Bohai Capital to form BHR, which we know is the company that sold out our ports and Hennings and a bunch of other things through Kerry when he was running the foreign investment group that's supposed to check on national security issues, which did not do that. And that's also the emails that include that 10% of equity of the 1.5 billion is reserved for the big guy. We know the big guy being Joe Biden. So basically, this is all coming out really fast. The Biden laptop is being, exposed. They're getting it out to people, and basically, the CCP went into full overdrive, and Obama and Biden are fully aware that they used their silent power behind the scenes in the media and tech to block and censor everything that they didn't want out there to help Joe Biden, and that Joe Biden was told to stay out of the public by G and his team that was basically running the PR side of the election. And as I've told you before, Black Lives Matter has a direct connection to the CCP, and had a lot of financing come in through there, and was trained and helped out in the Houston consulate, not to mention many others. And so it's getting ugly. Friday, go ahead.
It's interesting that, I mean, obviously all this China news is coming out, but this is not a political. Mitch McConnell's been in the news in the last day or two a lot.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of connections with him to China.
Right. Well, his wife is Chinese and married to him. She's also I believe she runs the Department of Transportation, and her family, I believe, are billionaires, Chinese born, and she's comes from a billionaire Chinese family. Her sister is also married to a high level American corporation, I believe CEO. But yeah, so Mitch McConnell put out a statement that they shouldn't challenge the electoral college or whatever. I don't know. Mitch McConnell has been a wild card this whole time. If you've been following the military back channel, he's been a confusing figure. I never saw him and Trump as getting along anyway, knowing Trump and then seeing him. I never really saw that. But, he might be being threatened. They say that they have blackmail on Mitch McConnell as well. Honeypot blackmail on Mitch McConnell from China. And there's many pictures of Mitch McConnell and his wife with G. So who knows? But interference is 100% Chinese paid for.
Clearly, there's a lot of information flowing out. I saw that Project Veritas was at it again and bringing up Assange, who's been back in the news in the last few days. So that's pretty interesting.
Right. And coming back into the news, I forgot to even mention it, because this is a China thing too, but coming back into the news is that I remember there was a whistleblower in 2015, Dennis Montgomery, that they blew off, but he did get immunity and he is for real, and he worked for Brennan and Clapper. So now a lot of his stuff is coming back to the forefront. I believe he turned over like 6 million documents showing that the 2016 election was compromised, and that 4 contractors working for the Obama administration were surveilling American citizens, and then that they turned that it's the Hammer, the one that we're going to find out is involved in all of this, but that they had on those hard drives, also the Hammer hard drives, and the evidence that Montgomery turned in 10,000 files, including videos and images, incriminating Joe and Hunter Biden both. And that Joe Biden has been under surveillance through the Hammer of Brennan and Clapper, which is now in the control of Donald Trump and his A-team since 2003. So apparently Obama, Brennan, and Clapper turned the hammer on we the people, but also on his own administration. And Montgomery, they made him, they destroyed this man's life, and it turns out almost everything that he said is absolutely true. I know George Webb, who I've been on with, is on this story too. But this horrible story comes out that Obama's White House provided 1,200 preloaded BlackBerry devices to trusted Obama insiders, including Hunter Biden. Unfortunately, those BlackBerry devices were already configured so that the Hammer, this spy machine that Brennan and Clapper turned against our own people, that they could read into any other laptops and devices. So Obama's team and Brennan and Clapper were basically spying on everyone, including Biden, his family, the Clintons and their family, and Trump and everyone involved with him. So this is going to explode soon. Keep an eye out. The Hunter Biden laptop and the servers from the CCP defectors are going to implode. That's why I say Joe Biden can never be president, not because he's not capable, but because he's a criminal. Okay, moving on. What next do we have? Oh, I know what we wanted to talk about, the Armistead project this morning.
Oh yeah, that was all over the TV. I thought, I mean, it was a long presentation, but there's a lot of meat there.
Well, the biggest part to me is Zuckerberg is a criminal, and to me, he's committed treason. He put $500 million of funding into dark money apparatuses that funded through five. There's always through a foundation or a nonprofit because that's how they get away with everything. And basically, he flooded all this money into this Center for Technology and Civic Life, and it was used to illegally inflate turnout in key Democratic states. It was used for training of in the swing states of the people that were working at the polls. A lot of that money went to salaries, which really ended up being, bribes and stuff. And a lot of it, it appears, was used in getting absentee ballots, in buying the boxes, and it looks like he gave grants also to training. And then David Plouffe, who was in the Obama administration, this horrible guy, I remember his wife too. It turns out Obama and Zuckerberg were involved in this book that he put out and handed out to all these Democratic people that were working with the Zuckerberg campaign, the Zuckerberg campaign, it's now called to me. So it's called A Citizen's Guide to Defeating Donald Trump. And it's page by page, exactly what we're seeing unfold, step by step, page by page. And a lot of it is through this Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, her last name is Chan, also Chinese, Center for Tech and Civic Life. So basically, through his foundations, he has really, besides censoring Trump and anything about Hunter Biden's laptop and putting warnings and disclaimers on facts and, blocking the New York Post and others that questioned anything during the run up to the campaign, he, through his Democracy Fund, New Venture Fund, Skoll Foundation, Knight Foundation, throw in George Soros, Open Society, Center for Secure and Modern Elections, and Rock the Vote, which I've talked about before. They have basically corrupted the election with their money. So look for Zuckerberg to be coming up on charges of treason and sedition, in my opinion. Anything else we got for today? Today's been a very strange day because we're waiting for snow in New York, and they're making it like it's never happened before.
It's like the biggest snowstorm that ever happened. And
luckily the aliens are here. So
the name change. There's one story that I thought people should know about, because there's a lot of talk about this vaccine. You've seen everyone, they want to stick everyone with the needle. They want to show it on TV. Cuomo and a lot of other governors, they have people sitting there giving them the vaccine. Right. They were trying to get, they were talking yesterday with Kayleigh McEnany, and is Trump going to take the vaccine? Is he going to show people? Is he going to do it in front of people? Excuse me. And so I saw this article, and this happened about a week or so ago, but founder of vaccine safety website, ex-pharma insider, found dead. Now, what's really important is that she said, and her name is Brandy Vaughn, and she said, if about a year, she said in late 2019, she said, if something were to happen to me, it's foul play, and you know exactly who and why. So I'm not saying any, now she was looking at all vaccine safety, and I do trust our president. So we're not saying anything about what you should or shouldn't do with your own personal health. But, I'm a father, and there's a lot of vaccines that my son has taken. And I know even as an adult, sometimes you look at taking vaccines, but I think we need to take a much harder look at what's going on within the world of vaccines. And there was a great show the other night, the Union of Wanted, which you've been on a bunch of times, that they had a bunch of doctors on there. So
it was great.
I would encourage everyone to
also, Del Bigtree has great information, John Rappaport, and great information. And there's a bunch of people out there that have been trying to sound the alarm, especially RFK Jr., who's a great man and really trying to sound the alarm. Also, don't forget, Australia scrapped their $750 million vaccine program because apparently after people are taking the vaccine, they are testing positive for HIV. So there's a million reasons to be very skeptical. I'm not sure the play here. I said on Charlie, we don't know if what Trump is talking about is actually the vaccine or the eradication of the invisible enemy or both. I'm not sure, but everyone should be cautious and not. The one thing I despise about what's going on is that people that are for vaccines or for masks shame and call out and get irate to people that don't disagree. That's not how it should be working in America. It's our, when it comes to abortion, it's our body, it's our choice. Well, when it comes to vaccines, it should also be our body, our choice. And there's no way in America we should ever allow it to be mandatory, nor should any employer make it mandatory. So we got to stay on top of that for sure. And other than that, I think that, I just want to say thank you everyone for coming. I'm new at this, the Mel K Show, and Rob's been really awesome. And I know I babble on a lot. I really like research, so I like to spew it out. I'll get better at it, but hang in there with me, and we're learning how to do everything one day at a time. And every day I just try to bring you something new and give you hope. And I'm looking very forward to DNI Ratcliffe putting in his report. As I said, I think it's a good thing. Barr did his job and is moving on. And Rosen and Donahue coming in are great choices that know a lot about this, and expect to see some fireworks on the 18th and I believe, a really, really, really good Christmas. So everyone hang out there. I'm rooting for everyone to enjoy their Christmas, and make sure you check in on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors or people that might be lonely or depressed, because that's turning out to be a bigger problem than the COVID. And I just really appreciate everyone that's following me or checking me out. I can be found again at Impulsive Woman on Twitter. I am on the Mel K Show on BitChute, Mel K Show at Manica Manhattan on YouTube, and growing. I'm also on Patreon, Mel K Show, and Parlor at Impulsive Woman 1. And Rob, where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter at RobReallyOne. I'm also on Parlor at RobReally, but I haven't used that much because
Well,
I
we're
find it
getting
a little.
we're growing.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
there.
And I want to encourage every, I talk to a lot of different patriots of all ages, and some are a little frustrated, some are fired up. I just encourage everyone to stay the course, and do whatever you can, what in your sphere, to help this move along. So whether it's just being a comfort to someone who's near you, who's a little confused, or helping people understand a little bit, or just even going out and just getting some fresh air without the mask. Whatever you do, that shows that you're not afraid, and that we're going to take this is, I think, is really important. Now, we're going to go out and enjoy the snow.
Yes, right? We are. Wish us luck, because apparently New York has never had snow before, because apparently, de Blasio is acting, it's not even snow that much. De Blasio is acting like we're going to be down and out for weeks. So I'm sure
if we get some serious snow, we could do a man on the street.
Yeah. So everyone hang in there. Listen, we're winning. God wins. Great. Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, these people are Howley. These people are out there fighting the good fight. And the truth is, China hijacked our election with a lot of other people. And it's time to stop this, because if we don't stop it now, we are going to be treated like they treat the Chinese people, which is horrendous. So good luck, everyone. Have a great night. And remember, God wins always. Thank you.
God wins. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. you.